Hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday Q&A. We'll give it probably another minute. I'm sure more people will end up joining, and we'll go from there. All right, all right. Yeah, welcome everybody. I don't have anything specific in mind right off the bat that I want to go over. Well, I guess I do have something, but it may not apply to everybody in here. Just something that I've been seeing come up since people have been moving over to Stripe from First American. So I think everybody in here so far has been on Stripe and has been using Stripe, but maybe you've run into the issue a couple of times. But yeah, we can open up the floor and just ask any questions you had, any issues, and anything you want to talk about. So feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. I mean, nobody has any questions, no issues.
Hey, hey Tyler, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We got two small things. Um,
Sure.
Yesterday, one of my team members noticed that our business name had been changed. The punctuation had been removed from, and the apostrophe
hmm
had been removed from our business name. And it was impacting like the signatures on our text messages and stuff like that. I know that we've been going back and forth with Josh and all them for a while now, and so I don't know if it was connected to that. I know no one on my side would change that. It looked like a bug. I was just
hmm
curious if you heard anything else about that impacting anyone else.
Is it still doing it? Like I could print off a ticket and it would not show it,
Well,
or
I wasn't aware that it had happened. I went in and looked at the business name, and the business name was, the punctuation had been removed. So I
Mhm.
put it back in yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
And it's still there. And
hmm
the text messages are correct now. So it was just a weird. Actually, I should verify again that the text messages are still. But
Was it because your segment count was really large? I mean, I know you mentioned that you've been talking to Josh about some stuff. I'm assuming it was about your segment count.
no, I don't know what. Like no one in my organization would have gone in and just removed the punctuation. Like
hmm
it was just weird. And I was just curious if you'd heard anything else about that happening to anyone else.
No, I haven't heard that happening to anybody. The only reason that I could foresee that happening is if, I mean, we wouldn't, I shouldn't say we wouldn't, we shouldn't be changing anything like that without, notifying you. Um, the only thing that I could see happening, but again, we would probably have a conversation about it, would be because those are special characters. If they were driving your segment count up, a drastic amount, I could see us changing it for you. But I couldn't see us not, telling you that we're going to change it in order to decrease your segment count.
Yeah, it's why I thought it was honestly a bug, or just or maybe that's why I thought maybe it was impacting other people. Just the fact that there was no communication about it. It was just the punctuation. It was weird. So just putting that on your radar.
Yeah.
It's been fixed, and I just pulled a report of the most recent sent messages, and it's working. Or I mean, the business name is now perfectly accurate. So that's good.
Yeah, I just had a quick look and everything looks good now. But yeah, no, that's good to just keep an eye out for because I haven't had anybody else report that issue.
Okay. Um, the other thing was, what was the other thing? I'm going to remember in like 90 seconds.
That's okay.
But I'm going to step back and let someone else jump in while I think of my other question.
Yeah, no. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Other questions? I see Margie's unmuted. Do you have a question, Margie?
Sorry, I just got in here and I haven't had time to turn everything off.
All good, all good. Um, it's interesting because since I made that report for you last week, I've had three other cleaners mention the exact same thing that you're running into. Well, that you were running into, just trying to reconcile your cash box report. So glad that you brought it up because now I have a template that I can show everybody whenever they have that question. So just a reminder for anybody who's, printing off their cash box report at the end of the day and kind of going through it, just remember that your stores can take other payments from other agents. So whenever you go to look at your revenue, store one is not going to, if it doesn't match exactly what was on your, say you're a one store, one counter, but for whatever reason, somebody comes in to pay for a route order. That route agent is going to be on that counter's Z report whenever it prints off, which in Marge's case, I don't think it was a route. I think it was a different store that had come in that had paid, but it threw off their account by about one transaction for card. Um, I do have a report that I can, put in there that'll give you a breakdown of what agents versus what stores are being paid for, or what agents are being paid at what stores, so it can help you go through and navigate that whenever you have those discrepancies. But yeah, revenue won't match if that's what you're running into.
Hi.
Hey,
So I today ran into one of our like group accounts and we noticed that one of their customers, the sub account wasn't added correctly. And now the sub account has a balance that we're not able to move to the business account. How do I do that?
I gotcha. So chances are is that sub account, is it already set to statement?
It is, yes.
Okay. Was a statement already generated?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll want to start by voiding that statement or multiple statements if there are some. That will essentially unlock the orders, so that way they're no longer bound to that billing document. And then you're going to have to go through and you're going to have to remove all of those orders from AR. And how you'll do that is by clicking it's probably a black bar. I guess it could be green too, but
Like the reset.
not reset. When you click on the black bar, you'll see, or you should see, unless if you don't have permissions to, the retract from AR button on the right hand side. You'll retract from AR, and then underneath the agent, or sorry, it might be return location, but in between the return location and the agent on that order, there'll be another drop down. It probably shows the customer's name right now. You're going to change that to the business account or the account that needs to pay for the order, and then you can force finish that order afterwards. It's kind of a lengthy process, but it's a it is a manual process. There's no way that we can go through and mass do this. So if you do have a bunch of orders, it is pretty time consuming.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then if you need, I can share my screen and kind of help if you run into any issues with that too.
So I don't have the retract. I do when I click on the black bar,
Hmm.
I have the reset option, and then the return location says delivery and the customer name, but I can change it to the business name. So I
You
have
can't.
tried to like remove the AR from or like order reset to detail, moved the admin to the
Mhm.
group account, but I did not realize that I had to change the return location.
You don't have to change the return location. It's just the billing account portion of that. What company are you with?
This is Curtis Cleaners.
Curtis Cleaners. Okay, let me just pull it up real quick. Okay, what's the account?
Alticor Aviation.
So with an E, E-L.
Alticor.
Got it. Okay, so this is the account, or is it for?
This
Or,
is the group account. The sub account under customers is Amy Nelson.
okay. Oh, okay. So all of these, right?
So I believe the only sub account that I'm having issues with is the Amy Nelson one. And earlier today, I could tell that in the admin it wasn't set to the group properly.
Hmm.
So I changed that, and then I reset everything, and then tried to reassemble it, and it was
Hmm.
still leaving a balance on the sub account and not to the group itself.
Yeah. So these two orders, since how they're not done, you can just change it like you have already. So this will be good. But under payment, I don't see any of the other ones that would be giving an issue.
Okay, that is working. I just must have
Sounds
missed the step when I was trying to do it earlier this morning.
It could have been you changed it, and then if you immediately go into payment, it won't be different. You'll still see it there. You just need to reload, and then it will move over. Just kind of giving this some a moment to fully update.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Hey, Margie.
Hey, on this same thing that she's dealing with here, I have an account that the girl set the credit card up on the sub account instead of the master account. Is there any way to change that without just deleting it and starting over?
No, with Stripe, you have to delete it and then put it on the other one.
Right. Yep. That's what I figured, but I was hoping there'd be an easier way.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with PCI compliance. But I haven't looked into that to see if it is
Yeah.
100% the reason why.
So far, we've been lucky because the sub account's the only one that she put it on is the only one that's been sending anything. And since we've moved to Smart, they haven't sent anything yet for us to have to bill. So that's why I thought when she mentioned it, I thought, oh yeah, let me ask about that. So I'll try to get them to change it before we have anything to bill, and then it won't be such an issue. All right, thank you.
Of course, yeah.
Tyler got a question.
Yeah,
So
hey.
what happens when we have a dispatch conveyor, and when we end up pulling off of the dispatch conveyor, that order goes into limbo until it gets recorded by the driver scanning it? Is there any way that we can pull a report of the things that come off? The instance that we ended up having is we had a hotel order that got pulled off. It was verbally communicated to the driver. The driver said he has it. He never scanned it to his phone, so then it got missed. So how could we, because once it comes off of the conveyor, it's no longer in lot manager. So how can we know that it makes it from point A to point B, especially if it's a route? So I think there's a step that it should say it was taken off, hasn't been scanned to a route, or hasn't been scanned to a conveyor at a store, hasn't been racked. So if there was either of those reports, and I know that we ended up sending in a request for that, and then you guys came back and said, we don't have anything for that. And I think that that's an important step, because if the drivers just forget something, or it gets not put on the rack after it gets pulled off a conveyor for routes or for the store, there's a step there that's missing.
Yeah. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. So the other thing is the dispatch conveyor, whenever you scan things to it, does it automatically hit ready status?
I believe it does, because we charge them. So it charges on that's considered racked, not driver dropping it off.
Yeah.
Because when we have to do that, because otherwise it's going to end up on the van. And then if they don't look at the credit card report.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. Now with the new app, there's just an alert at the bottom that tells you if they're not paid.
But how we do it is we get our routes all preset. We have a route crew that comes in at like 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they prepare all the routes for the drivers. And so like so what happens is the driver's scanning it, so it actually needs to be done by the route crew, not the driver. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. The only idea that I have, because you mentioned lot manager, would be to, if it's possible, I don't actually know if it is, but setting that dispatch conveyor to a not finished rack, so that way it forces it to get re-racked again, and then that would be your limbo,
right?
Your limbo checkpoint. But as you mentioned, you rack things to it, and then they automatically get charged. Is the van the last step in between?
Well, yeah, so it goes dispatch. Like, I guess we could, I mean, this would just be a lot though, is like racking it to a location until the driver takes it. But man, that's a lot of work to go through and scan every single one of those. It would be a lot nicer if there was an automatic, it gets pulled off the conveyor, it then goes into a different status until it makes it on the van. And like I said, I mean, like us kicking the can down the road is that after we had a meeting about it, everyone's like, no, that's pretty important, because if it sets off to the side and it doesn't make it it's already too late, especially,
Right. I can't think of anything that would.
I mean, there's no way to put another step into the lot manager. And I know none of this is going to snap fingers and fix it. Like I'm just wondering if and you did get my long list of requests for that $1,000 thing.
Yeah.
And
And
and, tru- and
actually,
and trust me, I don't want the $1,000. I want those things to happen.
yeah, well, and this is gonna sound good but bad. You had something on there that I had wanted or I had reported that we needed over a year ago,
Yeah.
specifically the adding in photos or be able to send
Yep.
photos to customers and also be able to save those photos. It's already ready to be done today.
Okay.
Like it was like they were showing me it yesterday and they're like, yeah, we're just waiting for, whatever, in
Yeah.
order to update it. So, um, yeah, the stuff that you sent in, I immediately sent it up and things started getting worked on. And I mean, the ones that we already had sitting there waiting. That's kind of the thing that we've been talking about is that most of these ideas that people are sending us, they're already like we've already reported them. They've already been ideas, but now
Yeah.
it's just showing the want and the drive of, oh, okay, this is going to help, X amount of people. So let's go ahead and do it. But to your last point, I don't think that there's a reason that you should have to add in another step of what your current process is. So I think it is just finding that I guess maybe something in Lot Manager. The only thing that I could think of inside of Lot Manager would be to add to be delivered.
Yeah, or yeah, because I mean, you got two spots. It's going to come off. It's either going to go to a store, or yeah, and
Right.
two delivered would. I mean, I guess the classification would be a little bit different, but I mean, two delivered, it hasn't made it to the store, and
I
it
mean,
hasn't made it on a van. I mean, that would be a commonplace, and then you can actually, once it gets scanned to the van, I don't care about it being on the lot manager. It's the production staff needs to find it. And then, or they need to make sure, because what ends up happening when it wasn't there, they didn't know that it was set off to the side. Production's getting blamed and being like,
mhm,
hey, what'd you do with the clothes? And then you follow the steps and you're like, no, it made it to a conveyor.
right. Yeah, the only thing that I could think of is if we were to able to track orders that are set to be delivered inside of Lot Manager, and those are and it shows the due dates. That might help. And then the only other thing I'm thinking is there some type of report that MP can give you from the dispatch conveyor or
Yeah, like I said, that might be an option. My issue is it gets so
so
fragmented
many?
when you're
Yeah.
going to, and not only that, if it's not a report that Metal already made, then
Hmm.
it becomes one of those things where it's like asking him, you're getting a CSV, you got to drop it down in Excel, and then now we're working out of how many different channels, and ultimately I'm trying to reduce as many channels as possible. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm always going to push for you guys to become more of a real CRM, like like Salesforce for dry cleaners to a certain extent.
Right.
I think that that's kind of where it goes with, taking photos, the communications internally and externally, the labor and production and sales pipeline and marketing. And, I mean, it's a where you guys are with how much technology has pushed in a direction is you guys are not far away from being a full CRM.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We're
know,
getting there.
yeah,
We're getting
and so
there.
which is exciting. I mean, it's exciting, but at the same time, I think that there's phases like where you're, when someone's at a certain size and then they get to another size, and the more and more, that a company's at.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. I guess I'll see. Well, I guess I'll wait for you to see
I
what
can add
sounds
that.
better or what would flow better for you guys, or if anybody else has any ideas, feel free to
Well,
chime in of
yeah, I mean, ultimately, like what everyone here said, it would be great if you could just pull a KPI of what hasn't made it onto a van, like something that has not been scanned onto a van, because everything here is either going to a store or going to a van.
right. Yeah, I mean, so we've created some similar reports for that, but it's really tough to navigate because we can't specify van, if that makes sense. Um,
Aren't the vans like stores? I mean, can you see what's not made it to a store?
Vans are storage racks.
Okay.
So whenever you're looking for racks, if
Yeah.
somebody just scans it to a slick rail, it's going to populate there, or it's not going to populate there because it was scanned to something different that wasn't added on the report. So there's just some variables in there that can throw it off completely.
Mike, it looks like you have a lot of problem childs behind you. There's a lot of clothes hanging back there.
That's their unknown rack of
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the
barcodes.
unknown.
Yeah, we definitely got racks like that. Probably double the size of what you got.
They need to go to the storage shed. But
Yeah.
so let me ask about if you say things are already in the process, have they looked or looking into the items brought in report compared to items marked in? Like
As in original piece count that the CSR labeled versus the number actually put on.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. I think actually we just got the ability to do that.
How does that work?
Mike and I were just talking about that earlier this morning. Because now you can see the original piece count that the CSR initially put on there. So if it was 5
Like a
pieces,
quick?
not with the quick ticket. Right as you click add order, it pops up with the due date and then put in piece count. That piece count right there is the original piece count. So if they don't put anything, some people can have it make them put something in, which obviously they could put 0. And then versus what was actually put on there when they close the order, if there's a difference.
So is that a universal setting that you turn on? Like this is all foreign to me. So and just so like understanding the tools that are available is I think right now how we do it, they just mark it in and that's the number of what it is, unless it's a quick ticket that they put a number on, correct?
So it is on, well, it's already default on. If you check the history of anybody, you'll see an original piece count column and then you'll see the actual piece count column. And so people are wanting to be able to track that to see if there's a large discrepancy, whether it's a specific person or store that aren't counting correctly.
A lot of those I could catch on the previous software we had. I could print a report, show how many were dropped off the quick ticket compared to how many marked in. So if we're missing an item, I can go through this report real quick and go, this one's +1, this one's -1. Let's look at these 2 orders and see if they got mixed up. And,
I'm trying to think why I don't have this problem. And I wonder if it's because we do pick up delivery and the bag comes in and they just write the ticket.
Well, and also there's a setting that you can require whoever details it, because obviously your driver creates the order, and they don't count how many pieces there are. So then when it comes to the counter, as soon as that detailer goes in to click add item, it'll pop up and say how many pieces are in this bag. So that way they can put it in there. So you don't. That would give you the original piece count right there, and then whatever they detail out.
So if they found a tie in the pocket and they added it to that, there's a report that says that they added something to it.
Yeah, it would just show the difference of, okay, they put 5 original pieces on there, they found something in a pocket, and they ended up detailing 6. So then you can click into that and see, oh, what was the discrepancy? Or is somebody counting incorrectly multiple times?
Got it.
Where is that original piece count compared to actual piece count report located?
So it's something that we'll need to create. Like I said, it was just something that just came up. Let me see if I can build it really quick.
once you got that fixed, I got to find something else to bug you about. Thank you, though. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, I'll need to see how. Let me message Mike really quick to see if he built out a good report for it yet. And then I can copy it in to show somebody.
While you're waiting for that, let me know when you're ready. I have a quick question that you'll probably be able to answer quickly.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So I'm going through the thread, and this is something that I haven't seen before. Like it says, there's now a name, like customer's name in a box. It has a phone number, the address, the last visit, agent that they're with. That's new. No.
I'll say no. I know it's been a couple months. It's been there.
Okay. what I'm seeing it on is new customer registration, appointments scheduled. And once again, how are you guys, and this is, like I said, I'm probably going to sound out of touch here. How are they scheduling appointments in Smart?
Through the customer portal.
So through the customer portal on the app that they have, and that can be, because once again, like I said, bear with me on this, is we set up sewing appointments, but we use a third party app for that. So how is it getting set up? Like, where would I see that on your guys' side that they're setting up an appointment? And are they setting up an appointment for a pickup? That's what I'm guessing. The appointment scheduled is scheduling a pickup.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Got it. So appointments are not what I'm thinking of. Appointments are they're scheduling pickup and delivery. And what's the benefit of these boxes giving the information? Is like this is quick information that we kind of see. Was that the purpose behind these boxes?
Yeah, because before it was just showing out in a string of text. It was just like
Right.
customer John Doe signed up or customer John Doe made an appointment and that was it. So I think it's just
Oh,
a UI update.
and they're selectable, so you can hit it and it takes them to the profile.
Exactly. Yeah. Before you couldn't select it. You had to go search the person's name and go do all
Got it.
that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But for appointments, if they're using the app, it's just through scheduling a pickup, or I guess it could be delivery, depending on if you're offering store delivery as well. Okay. Mike said he actually hadn't made it yet. He was waiting for somebody to ask, and I told him to do it on Legacy, OKC, and Curtis Cleaners, and then just start with this week to see what this week populates on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, of course, once he has it, then I can copy it and put on other instances too if others want it.
Okay, who's is someone else needing it? You said another cleaner.
Yeah,
Were you
Curtis
needing one
Cleaner.
day?
No, it's going to be on Legacy OKC, your guys' entire system, and then
Uh-huh.
the other cleaner, Curtis Cleaners, wanted or they were interested in seeing it as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
if you were talking about our sub account one day.
Oh no, nope.
Okay.
Can you show it here once it's built so we could all see?
Yeah, if he's able to build it within the next, I mean, I'm sure it won't take him that long to whip it up, and then
Well, thank you.
yeah. All right. Will, did you need me to show you something? I feel like part of your question
Nope.
okay.
I do have another question I've been going through online today with is this employee levels, I guess you should
Okay.
say. And one thing I'd like to ask, if we could take the splitting off of metal progetti at the end of the day, if we could move that into a lower setting so my production people could do that without either letting them have control of the whole thing or us having to do it.
Yeah, I remember this is a constant question, or at least I think you guys have asked this before to me, and then I direct it towards Freddie.
Okay.
Let me follow up to see what we found out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the answer for that one.
Okay. Well, if you'll check on it, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, and this is just specific for MP, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Looks like he has it done. Let me go find it. Okay. So this is on Legacy. So it's just orders with missing pieces. So this is his first run through, just so he could take a quick glance at it. But having the ID, the customer ID, I'm sure you probably want customer name, but of course you can click onto this stuff, but you'll see the difference in pieces right here. You can change the detail date as well if you need to.
What would this report under missing pieces show? 3 pieces, but what is it going to provide? Probably not. I mean,
I guess it depends on what you're trying to use it for. Like this one was originally 14 pieces, but they only did 4 pieces.
But can you
Why
click
is
on
there
that
such a
number?
discrepancy on that?
Can you click on the number 3 under missing pieces?
It's not gonna do, well, it's just gonna open up the account. Yeah.
And I'll show you right there 6. Okay.
Yeah. Now my thing is, I bet most of these are because it splits.
Okay.
8269, 8269. Yeah, it split. So that's something that'll definitely throw it off.
We couldn't go under just total for that customer for that day that were counted and that were marked in that day.
Is that kind of how you look at this?
Yeah.
Okay. Total per customer per day. Oh, so that way you can just see total they brought in 14 pieces.
And they marked in 14.
Okay. Okay.
And I like the order it was marked in if possible, but
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. Yeah. So I guess splitting really throws this off. It doesn't necessarily throw it off, but it makes it,
add them up probably, but
yeah, it makes it look worse than what it is because this one, for instance, is 10 and they only have one piece that was actually done. You check it, well, yeah, originally it did have 9 until it closed and then split off. So, okay. Which is why you generally go through and see how many people or how many pieces per person per day came through the door, right? Okay. All right.
that would work, I think.
So that missing pieces field was a calculated field or computed field.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yep.
Can you show the? I mean, like I was trying to build it myself right now, but if can I request that it also I be given access to that report? Can I be added to
Yeah.
the list?
Yeah. I'll put it on you right now.
Thank you.
Is that listed under a KPI or?
Yeah, it's under orders with missing pieces.
Okay.
And it's an orders report if you're searching by category, or if you're just going to search reports, search up orders with missing pieces.
Okay.
All right, Zach, I just created that. It's in your instance as well.
Thank you very much.
And then Curtis Cleaners, I'll just add it for you so you could have a look at it at least.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they're all going to be labeled the exact same, orders with missing pieces.
Can you talk about computed fields once you're done? Like how I've never really been brave enough to play around with that in the KPIs.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to kind of get. So really you need to make sure that you have both the variables that you want to, that you want to compute really. Like for this instance, you already have original piece count and piece count listed in there. So now the background, the KPI understands what you want to be able to use, which is where you need to type into your variable. So if you're looking, let me just share my screen because I know not everybody's looking at this. Inside here, in the computed field, you can label this as anything. So Mike labeled this as missing pieces, set it to a math expression based on numbers, and then listing the 2 columns that were already added, original piece count and piece count, into it, just in plain text, but in brackets. And actually, I'm sure as you hit add variable, yeah, you can select it actually. So not only you don't have to type it out, but you can click based on what you're looking for, and then go from there. And then all you have to do is come up here once you've completed it, and then search for whatever you labeled it as, and it'll be up here as a column.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So really, the only necessary thing that you have to have is just to make sure that everything that you're trying to do is within the orders report, if that makes sense. As in, you can't just take something from an orders report and an items KPI and then use computed field and put them together. They still have to be all in that same that KPI bucket.
Tyler, is there anywhere that explains how to build a KPI, or do you have any videos or anything? Or
I don't think we have any videos. There might be a couple articles about it. I haven't looked.
just under the Learning Center? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
But I don't know how in depth it goes. I don't know if it's like our promotions one. Like our promotions one is pretty in depth when it comes to the starter types of promotions of how things work, what expression does what.
Okay.
Tyler, I'm actually working on creating a couple of base template KPIs for marketing, so that'll be out in the next couple of weeks. Some more in-depth ones, but it would be just for the base, like everyday ones that you would think that we keep getting asked for. So,
Okay.
because yeah, I noticed it's a little sparse whenever clients ask to make a KPI for a marketing broadcast. So we're working on it.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing because as we saw in this example right here, right, Mike made a report, and then the way that um, Mike at Legacy looks at things, he's viewing things as, well, I want to see the customers, how much was actually checked in versus the original piece in total. I the piece count gets thrown off as soon as you split the order. It takes a 10 to a 1, and that could be alarming to some. So um, that's where it comes into play of how you're building things and what you're looking for. So I think that's really our hard point of getting a good video of how to build reports, because it's all based on what people are wanting and how they view the data.
I'm just playing around with it right now, and I'm just brainstorming with you to get to his I believe it was Mike, or I forget who came up with the request. I mean, if you make the detailed date a single day, and then you group by the customer ID, so it compresses them, would that, unless it adds up?
So I would actually, the method that I was going to go with it, let me pull it back up, closed it. The method that I was going to go, and it may work, it's similar along the lines of what you were talking about, is change this KPI part to unique values. Well, see, that's the thing, is it gets you right there. Yeah, could do customer ID.
And then I think you want to narrow the date.
Yeah, because
this would only really be helpful if you're looking at like yesterday's activity, right? Or like one day at a time.
Right. Yep. What do we have? No, we don't have a customer name, because I'm sure if you're coming through here clicking on a customer, you want to know who it is. To say, oh, Randy Smith had.
It would be nice if names, but especially if they're repeating.
Right, exactly. Because this shows only 205, but we've got 14 pages, 15 to 20.
I'm showing 1,029, 69 pages.
Yeah, because I just filtered it down to yesterday only.
Oh, okay.
Based on detailed date.
That makes sense.
But then also you might be able to go by store. And you could do agent. That's going to give you a total piece count.
Per store?
That's not right. Oh, that's going to give you 13 customers. That's what that's going to do. Because I filtered it by customer ID. Yeah.
Sounds like there might be a way to make this happen, but maybe if y'all figure it out, you can let us know, or push it out like everyone, because I'm sure everyone would appreciate this information.
Yeah, I think it's something that's definitely helpful for most people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
Tyler, is there a way? Sorry, go ahead. Is there? God, Mike, I'm not talking.
All right. Did you update those changes into our KPI?
I haven't changed it yet because Mike's working on. I sent him another message of what would work for you guys, and so he's already sending me some other stuff back. Okay. And I'll probably I'll probably just go in there and explain what you're looking at, or how you're viewing it, or what would best help you right after this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Is there a way to edit the mismatch piece counts for that report or no?
Dispatch piece counts.
The mismatch?
Oh, mismatch.
We're just going over.
As in the original piece?
Yeah, well, the reason I'm asking is when we find something in pockets, we put it in an envelope and we use that as an item.
Yeah.
So now everybody, if you gave me 3 pieces and we found some in your pocket, now we counted 3. Now we have 4 pieces on the actual order.
Yeah.
Is there a way to exclude envelope as a piece count? You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm saying this I love this report. And if I have to just figure out this is an envelope, I'm moving on. That's completely okay. I just, that's.
It would be nice if it was just an extra digit, if it was an envelope, so you could go down that report and see, okay, this customer also has an extra envelope. But that's
this is such this report is such a benefit. So this is me. Making a mountain out of a molehill on this one, but you don't need an answer now. It's just the use case for me. You know what I mean? So
the only thing I can think of, again, this goes into the whole orders versus items KPI, because that's diving into the realm of items KPI. But the one thing that I'm thinking of is the type of financial department or the type of order. So
If I change the envelope to not dry cleaning or some type of something
exactly.
else.
Yeah, if we had the order, if it generally from when I've set up the envelope, it's miscellaneous because you're not going to charge for it. You don't need to take taxes on it, nothing like that. So set it up as miscellaneous. That could be
You can also
uh,
you can also try to change the setting to don't report on the item.
that too. Yeah,
So what is that?
should underneath the item or underneath the price list. If you go to the settings of that item, you can click "Don't report on item," and then it won't show up in your
Ooh,
reports.
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
Don't report on item.
yeah.
That's it. Oh,
And you got to hit save, but yeah.
yeah, no. And you know what? That's awesome because there's other reports where I've excluded the, you know what I mean, the item type
Oh
because I
yeah,
don't want to count it towards our piece count or whatever. You know what I mean? So, okay,
exactly. Yeah.
awesome. All right. And is there anybody else in front of me? I
No,
have
I
another
mean,
question. Okay.
yeah, we just got about um
7 minutes. I'll be
yeah,
quick.
7 minutes. All good. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to. So we started this thing where we write handwritten thank you notes to first time customers. I created a custom field because what I want to do, I create a report, and what I want them to do is after they write the handwritten notes, mark the custom field as handwritten note yes or completed or whatever, and then
Okay.
I want to use it as almost like a to-do list and a way for me to go back and audit. Okay, yeah, these are done, these aren't done, or whatever. So I created a report earlier, and I thought I did it right. Something's weird though, and it's not actually doing what I expected it to do. So if you want, I can share my screen, or if you want to pull it up, whatever is easiest for you.
Yeah, I can pull it up. Give me a second. It's loading.
The report, it's um, under the tag Main Street CSR, and the report is called Thank You Notes: New Customers.
Okay. Got it.
And if you look
So you want to exclude yes. Okay.
now, the customer, I'll go with one customer, Amanda Jackson. We wrote her a thank you note, and we
Hmm.
put thank you card as yes, which I think that means it should be excluded.
I would agree. Yeah.
Now, what it feels like, and this is out of this is just me. If the customer has already picked up the thank you note, the thank you field gets reported as yes on this report. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah. Are you seeing them on there?
Let me
Because I'm
go
not
back.
seeing them on.
So if I remove
Oh, you said
status equals ready,
Amanda Jackson.
yeah,
That's interesting. And it's been paid. Oh, so it's an orders report. Okay. Oh, I remember. I know why. So I've done this before with somebody. They're trying to do something very similar. The orders report specifically bases its findings off of when the order was created, the information on the account. If you were to create the new order,
Yep.
they would not populate on this because their billing account was set to yes.
got it.
So it doesn't auto refresh
Does
as
the
you're changing it real time.
does the customers do that, or I guess is there a way to do this then?
Yeah, I would try a customer's report. Yeah,
Customers report.
that one should automatically update.
Is there
Should be the exact same. There's not a status though. But you could do filter
what I would
for
do
more than one
last
order.
7. I should do. What's the difference between a sale date and a visit?
Well, a visit could be a drop off.
All right, so I'm going to
Could it
do
be a
this.
pickup
Last
too?
7.
Because the sale date, would that be registered as when you racked it? When the financial
So sale date is based off of creation date.
Okay, so if I have the last
Or-
sale date, if I have the first sale date as the last 7 days, that should give me all new customers, right?
Right. Yep.
That makes because now, okay, because like the old report from the orders, it was like business, home, or something. They added different options. This one here has no exclude. Right. I think I got it now.
Yeah, and you could even, I guess, test the theory by, let me see, I'll do it. Yeah, okay. So I filtered by the customer ID specifically to exclude yes, and it goes away. So yeah, you'll have to use a customer KPI for this.
Okay.
And I would look at doing number of orders.
Talk to me about that.
As a filter for,
Well, the
so that
first
way,
I figured the first sale date would be it, but is that not it?
actually it should be equal to or less than. So I would do lower than or equal to one number of orders. Let me take customer ID out of here, just a test. And set your customer field to thank you card.
It'd be yes, exclude, right?
Yep. And then it'll filter down. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of people. And then the
But
other thing,
but shouldn't the date kind of filter that out there or no?
I didn't set a date. I mean, do you want to do sign up date? So, or
I was
I guess the
in my
last
mind,
or
it
first
was
sale
or
date.
maybe ready date. Do we have an order ready date? No.
No, because this will be customer information, not order information. Yeah. So if we went to this, shorten it down to 2 pages,
Yes.
and then just to test this theory of does thank you card work? Still 2 pages.
I can't. We can't.
Oh, there it is. And Amanda Jackson's right there.
And there's nothing I can view because the problem is if an order's not ready, I don't have a thank you card for them.
Oh, I gotcha. Well,
And there's not which is not a, maybe I do this. Oh, that's okay. First visit date, that probably works, right?
you can do first return date. So you can see what has been returned, what hasn't been returned.
Well, the return date is what when they
When the-
picked up, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So what I think the better option is to put return date, first return date is greater than, is null. Can I do that?
I don't think it will populate anything, but I would just do first sale date and then first return date. And then you can see any blank space would be one that has not been delivered yet or hasn't been returned yet. Selecting that, you'll see it's in processing. So that way you could even see, excuse me, if there are any, it's not going blank. Yeah, okay. I mean, that works.
Yeah, I'll put that in there, and then I'm going to try to see if I can filter out of the first return date.
I mean, so the other thing, well, no, I don't think that would work. Because if we did, yeah, lower than 1 populates nothing. Or, yeah, lower than or equal.
One second.
Okay, Mike, it looks like you have a question.
Yes. 2 things, if you don't mind, real quick. I'm under surcharges, and it says there's a folding charge, and it's not enabled. But we do charge for folding. I wonder if it's somewhere else as a special care or something.
Yeah. More than likely, it's probably a special care because if you fold specific items but not all items, then you don't want to surcharge the entire order.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I'm trying to add extra heavy starch. So I went in, I found where to do that under detailed customer preferences, but it is asking for what special charge to apply it to. So I need to
so
that first and create it.
Yeah, if you're doing it using preferences, that's good because then you can kind of set it and forget it. But if you want to do it based on individual items, same thing as the fold, you'll want to go to your price list and then add it under the special cares tab.
Okay, for like dry cleaning and laundry departments? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could set the departments if you want.
I'm gonna go to detail and pricing, you said, and then.
Yep, detailing pricing and.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
And price list, and then go to special cares in the center.
Price list where? Lost. Yeah, hold on.
And you can add item overrides for this thing in my way for financial departments. So you can say I only want it for dry clean and laundry, and you can change it if you want it to be a cash percentage or a cash amount or a percentage.
Okay. Are you on our system?
Yeah, this one is. Yep.
Because I'm not in the same. I'm looking at similar report, but it's not. Oh, special cares. I see.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
But once you set this, then you can go back to
preferences.
Creating that preference. Yeah.
Okay.
Creating that preference and adding it to the one that you were already creating.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's how.
All right. We're a little bit over our time, and for those who have mentioned about the report that we've gone over, if you do want that report added to your system after we've modified it, or even if you wanted the one that we just spoke about, you could put in a ticket, and we can add it there pretty quick. If a support agent is confused whenever you start asking about it, just tell them you learned it in the Q&A.
Is that the mismatch piece report, or is that something different?
Yeah, that orders for missing pieces. Yeah, or orders with missing pieces. Yeah.
By the way, between that and the labor reports, fantastic. So
labor report, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was looking for. So it's wonderful.
Yeah, perfect. Love to hear that.
Yeah, no, and that's why I wanted to tell you, because I look at it daily, weekly, monthly. So, whoever deserves the credits, go tell them that they did a good job.
I'm getting ready to insert all that information. That's one thing I'm trying to do, is clean up all the admin, so all that information isn't exposed.
Yeah.
So I have one quick question in this price list where, like, it says heavy starch and it says items overrides and it has a 1 next to it. What does that mean?
Yeah, so if you click that items override button, it'll populate and show you what it overrides. So the overrides, you can set specific item types, financial departments, or I think fabrics.
This is the only one that does it. Medium and light don't have it, but it says that item types, filter is blank, operator cash, 0 upcharge, showing detailing, and showing flows tracker.
Yeah, so somebody was probably messing around and clicked it and then hit save after they clicked it, but you can remove it if it doesn't have any filters on it. But essentially you could just narrow down as to what you want that to specifically do. So say you're like, for all heavy starch items, I want a 5% increase on it, and I don't want it to work or I don't want an increase on any household items that need heavy starch. Obviously, you probably would, but just an example. Then you can go in there and add that as a household filter, and then you can set it to 0, so that way it'll still show the ribbon on there that it's being added on there, but it won't have the upcharge. Or if you want to double the upcharge, whatever it is, it just adds another factor to it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah, all right. We'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. Of course, if you guys have questions or anything, or feel free. Oh, and we brought back the live agent meeting from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Obviously, we're just hit past 3 p.m., so they've stopped doing it right now, and now they're just doing tickets and callbacks and phone calls and stuff like that. So, but that's back during the weekdays. So,
thanks, Tyler.
All right. Of course. Yeah, not a problem, guys.
See ya.
Have a good rest of your week. Thanks.
You too.
Bye.